Hey guys, taking a with the video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to compare the new iPhone 14 Pro with the iPhone SE second edition or the 2020 model. Now, this is not the latest one because there is a new latest iPhone SE out. So this is the previous generation model. But in this video, we're going to compare the hardware, the software, the camera, the battery life, and finally answer the question if it's worth upgrading from the iPhone SE to the iPhone 14 Pro, and or if you guys are looking to know the difference between the, if you're deciding to choose what might be a better option. All of that and much more will be answered in this video. So let's dive right into it. As you can see here, right here between the phones, again, they're very different in terms of the body build of it. You got the iPhone 14 Pro, which is all screen display, 6.1 inch display. You got ProMotion, you got 120 hertz refresh rate, so it's a beautiful display. And the new feature of that, a dynamic island that's now available on the iPhone SE. Here you have that touch button. You got a 4.7 inch display here, and that's kind of the build of it, which is similar to the iPhone 8. If you recall, it is only a 60 hertz refresh rate, so slight difference in there. So let's turn to the back here. You'll notice here, of course, the big contrast thing is the color between the phones. So the iPhone 14 Pro comes in your base gold, silver, and then the black or the space black, and then the new color, which is the deep purple we're holding right here. We did unboxing for it if you guys want to check that out. On the iPhone SE lineup, you get three different colors. You got the black, you got the white, and the product red. So those are the options in terms of color. Of course, other physical things you notice here, you got three cameras now. We do have an upgraded 48 megapixel camera and then two 12 megapixel camera. Unfortunately, on the iPhone SE, like the iPhone 8, just has one single 12 megapixel camera. And then build of the body of these two phones, you'll notice here you got the flat bezel all across versus the rounded bezel on the iPhone 8, which again makes the phone pretty much slim and nice. Some people prefer the flat versus the rounded bezel. Again, two different things. Now, other thing you'll notice here is this black or shaded spot right here, which is the 5G MMM wave, which the iPhone 12 and above has. Unfortunately, the iPhone SE here does not have 5G capability. And then finally, another physical thing you might notice here is this thing right here, which is a physical SIM card on the iPhone SE here. On the iPhone 14 lineup here for the US model and some of the other countries, there is no longer a physical SIM card, so you have to activate eSIM, which is a big difference because if you're traveling, if you like to switch out the SIM card, you won't have that option any longer on the new iPhone 14 lineup here. So let's talk about other things here that you might want to consider about is going to be the camera, which we discuss here. You notice here it's on the camera front, again, 3 versus 1. No brainer there, but things like the camera here where you have for the photo, you don't have much of option to zoom. You get almost 15x to zoom here. Of course, things like portrait mode are available on both phones. And along with the next thing we want to look at is video recording. So both of the phones can record up to 4K, as you can see, up to 60 frames per second. So both of the cameras are pretty good, but there's some features that are missing, like the action mode, which is new to the iPhone 14 lineup, which allows you to do video stabilization when you're on the go. Things like cinematic mode, which was actually introduced in the previous version of the model, it's not going to be available on the 14 Pro on it. But nonetheless, the iPhone SE does have a pretty good camera. If you're just someone just takes simple photos and videos, it will get you by. Now, moving on to the next thing of important is the battery life. So what kind of battery life can you expect between these two phones? Well, they're going to be pretty much slightly different batteries. So when it comes to battery life, on the iPhone 14 Pro, you get around 23 hours of video playback, almost an all-day battery. SE here, which gives you about 13 hours of video playback. Again, very contrasting side between both these two phones. And lastly, of course, the other thing we want to mention about both of the phones is the software version. Both of the phones run iOS 16. For the iPhone SE here, now we tested out iOS 16. So far, it's been good so far. We haven't any issues. We did an actual official review of it. If you guys want to check that out, or if you haven't upgraded, you can go ahead and upgrade phone SE and you should be able to use it without any issues. So all of that and much more for the iPhone SE and the iPhone 14 Pro. So let's talk about why you might want to get the iPhone SE over the iPhone 14 Pro. So one big thing about the iPhone SE is that it has the fingerprint reader. It is lighter phone. It's a compact phone. Again, the other thing is the price point. If you're looking for the phone, you can pretty much get this phone for around $150 to $200, almost a fraction of the cost you would pay. And this phone, again, will be probably supported for another 2 to 3 years. Again, it does have a powerful chip on it. Again, the chip again is pretty good when it comes to comparing to other smartphones. So again, compact and cheap phone, but still gets the job done. Again, if you're looking at the phone, check out the links in the for eBay and Amazon in the description section below. So when it comes to iPhone 14 Pro, again, why you might consider, price is probably not the one thing you're going to consider, but you're going to be paying almost $1,000 or more for the base 128 gig. You do get a lot of upgrades around the display here. You're going to have a premium display here. You get a bright upgrade of the brightness level on the iPhone here. You also get, again, a bigger battery, 3200 mAh battery versus only a 1821 mAh battery. Again, huge difference, about 10 hours of battery life. The refresh rate on the display here, and in terms of performance, when we start to test out things on the benchmark, we find it to be almost 78% better in terms of performance, especially when it comes to graphic heavy stuff that we tested out so far. And of course, things like updated technologies like the Bluetooth, for example, and you have Wi-Fi 6 as well here. And again, overall compact design, this phone's going to be good for 5 to 6 years, no doubt here. So is it worth upgrading? Of course it is, but if you like that compact classic design, the iPhone SE will still get you the job done for doing basic things from calling, texting, and browsing. And that's kind of it between these two phones. So I'm going to hear from you guys. What's your thoughts on the iPhone SE versus the iPhone 14 Pro here? Leave a comment in the comment section. We're here from you guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure that like and subscribe button. See you guys next time.